Hello friends, this is my scalable lane slot car lap counter, and below, I will give you some instructions for its installation. First, let's see what you should receive. The lap counter itself, the USB-C power cable and a spare part for the reset button in case they are necessary. Now, let's recognize the parts of the lap counter. Here we have the power cable connector. As you can guess, the cable will go through your track from bottom up. This is the reset button, with which you can restart the race start sequence at any time. This is the set of LEDs that make up the race start sequence, and here are the LED panels, each with its own function. These are the live wires, which are the input to the lap counter system and measure around 25 centimeters or 8 inches. This ends are going to be over the isolated part of the track. Now, let's assume this is a segment of your track, and let's install it. The first thing you should do is insulate a segment of the track with a piece of electrical tape about 1 inch long attached to the side of the slot. This is why this is called a dead strip setup. Next, we are going to mark the place where the lap counter will be located, considering that there must be enough space for the transit of your slot cars. We will need a couple of holes under the body of the lap counter and another 4 very small holes just above the piece of rail that we isolated earlier. Once the perforations have been marked, we proceed to open them. The largest is about 1/2 inch, which is where the lap counter power cable will pass from under the track. The others can be 1/16 of an inch, just enough for the enameled wire to pass down, and then go back up through 2 of the holes made in the rail. Keeping in mind the route that the wires take, we take reference to the place where we will have to peel the enamel and leave them exposed. You must leave at least 1 inch unpeeled on the end of each wire, which will help us fix the wires under the track again. I recommend considering at least 3/4 inch in length and making sure that the exposed section is less than the distance between the holes previously made in the rail. The peeling process is made easier if we burn the enamel with the help of a lighter. Then, you can use sandpaper or a razor to peel off the enamel. Having already peeled the wire segments we need, we proceed to install the wires on the track. With the lap counter on the track, we pass the wires down through the first small hole. Then up through a couple of the holes on the rail, and back down, leaving the bare part of the wires on top of the track. Be careful, leave at least 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch of enamel covering the wires before each hole that goes to the bottom of the track. To verify that the installation is correct, I recommend using a tester or a multimeter that has the ability to measure continuity. The wires should not allow continuity with the track rail that we previously isolated, nor should they have continuity with each other. This continuity will be made by your slot car through the brushes as it passes. And in this way, the signal will be sent to the lap counter system. I recommend using pliers to straighten the wires and adjust them into position. At the bottom, we can stick the wires to the track with insulating tape. Now we will connect the lap counter with the power cable that will have to run from the bottom of the track to the top. Once connected, we are going to test it. I recommend doing this without passing current to the track. When you connect the lap counter, the race start sequence will begin. The LED panels will light up, and the red LEDs will do their part. You can see that there is also a change in the lit segments on the LED panels. When the LEDs and panels go out, it's time to compete. To avoid unwanted readings, the system will not read cars for a couple of seconds. After that, every time a car passes over the wires, the system will count a lap and its time, presenting them on the LED panels. And that's it. I hope you enjoy it and tell me how it works for you.